Welcome everyone, and just like that, stage week is done, but not quite yet, because I have one more thing I want to show you. I want to show you the stage the stage itself, and how I actually made it. So, once it loads, it does use volumetrics. That's why that happens. So outside of this is kind of where you see all of it. Yeah, this was originally supposed to come with it. So originally I was gonna do living lyrics with it, so that's why all this is down here. I went word by word and put all of it down here, but I didn't end up using it because it just didn't work. So this is the light box. This controls all of the light and the volumetrics. So if this goes away, you can see that these kind of have that hue. If this goes away, that goes away. So that it just adds a extra aspect of realism when the lights aren't just a spotlight. I figured that out early on. That's why most stages had some version of volumetrics, but with this one, all of these have volumetric lighting. Uh, Not all of them actually do this in the other stage. In the maybe mix, not all of them actually have volumetrics. I only put a few on there since it's in a much bigger stadium. I had to make a few compromises with its light system since it takes a lot for it to uh, render the volumetrics. So this is the stage. You can see here, these are on a system, and basically I made one and then duplicated it and rotated it along its parent circle. And so if I move its parent circle, you can see all of these move. And it's actually all of them. They're all down there. And so everything's under here. And so when it actually goes, these are just moving. And so that's why it looks like that when I move that up. When this bar does that, this is actually a separate object, and you can see it here. It's actually two. So you have the initial ring that has the transparency shader on it. Actually, the other one does too, but this one has the transparency shader on it, and the other one just grows, so it looks like it's doing this. And from down here, you can't see that's another object, so it just looks like it's on it. I had to do it because the lyrics are also a different object, so I had to make sure that it didn't, it was over them. In the future, I'm probably just gonna add a wrapper onto this and have this be just a little bit bigger than it, so that it doesn't exist as a sphere. Not sphere. So it doesn't exist as a torus. That's what these are called. These are called toruses. And there you go, it's a torus. I keep all of the chairs off because it's too much to animate and have all the chairs here, but they are here. They aren't just gone. I promise you that. They are still here. Oh, if you ever wonder what's out here, let's have a out here reveal. We'll even go into this. Actually, I can, if you press space in Blender when you're in the camera view, it'll just Spider-Man you to a wall. So out here is nothing. There is actually a thing out here. This is the light box. If I move this out of the way again, this is an area, and eventually I want to do something with this. I'm not really going to spoil much of what I want to do with this, but oh, and then yeah, so these are the areas that go in here, and then down here there's also another one, and all of these are chambered because I'm going to use these for something. And up here, same deal, except it just goes on infinitely, but technically this is part of the stadium. This is the light box. So I am going to do something with this eventually. It's not opened up here because it would just be stairs, but this is why this is here, because this is what is this? Oh, that's a tough thing, because this is where it's going to kind of end, and then out here is going to be like stairs down. But I do have a whole plan for this. Like, it's not just the stadium. I hope eventually I can put this into VR somehow. I really do want to do that, but I don't know how to. I don't know enough about VR to actually be able to do that, but I am looking into VR, so maybe someday. Some people have said that this would make a good VR chat room. Imagine just being able to go in here, sit in one of these chairs, and you just watch a show. It just happens every once in a while. That'd be pretty fun. All right. The living lyrics aspect. These guys. These are on a system, and so it's similar to these, where it'll just rotate, and they're under here too. That's also what's down here. Actually, they're over here. So they do a really, and so is the cross. They do this. They kind of just rotate when they're not there, and it's really funny. Because they're just rotating down because they still have their rotation mapped to it, so they still rotate. And this is actually two things. It's the outside mesh and then the inside mesh. And the inside mesh, what? It shouldn't be. Oh, it's gold. I don't know why it's acting like it's not, but this is one of the, is this not the right one? Where is the, oh yeah, no, it wasn't the right one. Okay, so this, but it is, there is, oh, that was the glowing one. So there's an outside like shell and then the inside glowing one, and it's the inside shell is parented to it, and that's what makes it glow like that. And the outside just has some shape keys to adjust the cracks. It's also funny because this its rotation changes its length because it was having some issues with the length, and so I did that to fix it, and it actually ended up looking more fun because it kind of shifts and changes and grows. I like it. It does explode out, and originally I was gonna have these like rest on some chairs, but it looked cooler to have it disappear and look more like an effect than have it be have it just have them exist. I don't know why that's, but if where's the other ones? Because it does that, but then there's these parts to it that oh, there it is. So the outer shell has other parts. It's probably because I have the chairs here. Okay, so and then it just explodes into these, and I wanted these to sit on the chairs, but they disappear because I realized as well that if it was an actual show, it wouldn't just kill some people with giant metal cross things. It would be an actual effect and just look realistic, but actually be like some sort of hologram, so I went with that. The other part of the living lyrics is this. These actually kind of just mimic what the normal ones do. So they still, oh, that's always there. You can see my view down here. You can see that. These ones always kind of exist. But the way that they work is if I put it on the 3D cursor, which is in the middle, it'll go like that. Does that look familiar? Yeah, that's exactly what I did to it, more or less. They all kind of go out, and so but when they're all together, it works a little better, it seems. But so they're all kind of in this area you don't see when they're not there. And so they're all there, and again, they all follow the rotation. but there's such small lines that even if they were able to be seen, you wouldn't really notice them. They just look like an effect. So that's how those ones work. And then when it goes down, it just changes them and then changes some other ones and just matches the color of the background and then changes the color back to white. Because this background is a material, but it's a specific shade of dark. You see here. So, because it's just one, the strength is one. It's not like I turned the strength down. I turned the color of it into a specific color. So I actually have to change the color from that and then just bring it up. So that's why that does that. That's why that looks like that. I don't know. It looks fine. It looks it looks like it's supposed to, but that's why. That's why it does it. The screens are just on a system now. So you go here and you can just load whatever it is you want in here. So it's not that hard to it's not that hard to put anything on the screens anymore. I could just put anything I wanted on the screens. The actual hard part is rendering it out, because this entire scene I think takes 7 hours to render entirely, and that's without a character in it. So yes, I don't want to save that. I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. I think the original stage is in a void. Like always, I'm gonna release some footage of that. Well, just the entire thing. But there's not much interesting to that. It's just this middle part, so it just looks like this. Let me see if I can show you that real quick. It's in a different area. Okay, here. Okay, so see, you can see a lot better how all of this looks. You can see that there, oh yeah, that's where that was. So there's this one. I don't think this one changed it. I think that's just what it was originally. So there's an inside mesh and then an outside mesh for that, and you can kind of just see it a lot better. These lasers you see do exist, but only if I make them not transparent. So they always have the system, and I could use them, but I'm working more on the laser system since it just takes way too long to do the physics by hand. It took me, I think like multiple days of just doing it in hours. Like 3 days worth of just doing that. But that's basically everything. You can see the entire stage here. This is what the stage looks like when you don't have the stadium around it. There you go. I think that's it. Yeah. Sorry. Kind of cool looking. I don't think. Can you see my